Alright lads, this is the GeordieJedi here. Today, just got back from watching the Liverpool game. Lost 2-0. Mr. Sissoko got a red card. Slight silver lining, overall it was a little bit of a better, well I say a little bit, actually it was a much better performance than against Sunderland. Hugely better, but it didn't happen. Carver set out the team this time better, he's so much better. He put Anita at left back, and guess what, Anita can play at left back. We've known that for some time. When he first got here, he was described as a central midfielder, and he could also play full back, right back or left back, and put him at left back, and guess what, he did alright. Put Cole back in the middle, brought in Abid, brought in Obertan for Sami Amiobi, and a couple of others, actually off the top of my head it's just gone, for Gouffran as well. And overall, actually we looked better, especially on paper. We just looked more comfortable, really. Then went off, 9th minute. Raheem Sterling on the left hand side, you know, trying to make sure that everyone knows he should be worth 150,000 a week. He isn't. He really isn't. If he was going to Real Madrid, hell, I wouldn't pay him that at Real Madrid. Considering the money they've got, I wouldn't pay him it. But anyways, that's another thing for a different person. Goes in front of Ryan Taylor on the left hand side, sort of goes to the right. Ryan Taylor doesn't do anything. Obertan comes in at him from the from his right, misses it, doesn't hit Raheem Sterling in fairness to. Then Daryl Janmaat. Now that's where you want your centre back. He's running in, but he has Daryl Janmaat in his way. He does. Daryl Janmaat turns to he sort of shoots, but Daryl Janmaat turns to the side as the shot's going past and kind of dodges it. I'd be impressed if it was a bullet and this was the Matrix, but I'm not. It wasn't, or is it? No, it's not. That's not the Matrix. Get that out of your head. Wasn't the Matrix. Ball goes in. I have to give credit for the shot itself. Cruel perhaps could have done a little bit better from when you watch it on Match of the Day. Probably, you know, maybe he could have done, but he didn't. And it went in. Okay, fair goal. Little bit annoyed with the defence, but that's what happens when you have a full back as a centre back. Because to be honest, that's what full backs would kind of do. They'd be ready to kind of latch onto any kind of bounce, so they'd turn themselves so they could run at the ball. But then, as a centre back, that's one of the worst things you can do, because there is nobody behind you. There's the goalkeeper. You know, that's just, once we get Colcini back, or you know, we're bringing Jamie Sterry properly, who was on the bench. And good for the lad, but I think he probably could have started, really. But anyways, he could have made his debut today, and I'd like to have seen it. But goal went in. Then for the first 20 minutes, they looked on top. They looked more comfortable than us. And then I think as we sort of started to get a chance or two, we kind of got over the fact that we were nervous. We actually gave them a good go. We looked better from the 20th minute until probably about the 70th minute. We looked the team on top, because we went in at half time comfortable. Personally, I'd have said 1-1 would have looked likely, especially seeing as there was a penalty shout, and it was a definite penalty on replays, because Perez ends up with the ball, sort of beats Lovren, but Lovren swings a kick at him, hits his leg, you know, misses him. No malice. There wasn't any malice in it, despite how I think I made it sound. There was no malice. He just missed him. Perez went over. Penalty should have been. Lee Mason, unobstructed view. So it wasn't as if, you know, he could have maybe missed it. You know, maybe a player was in his way. It wasn't. He just didn't give fuck all. Lee Mason, you know, cost for a game. And the thing is that, you know, in sports such as rugby, basketball, including like the NBA, tennis, probably hockey, American football, they all have video technology, so they can go back and have another look to be on the safe side. I mean, in tennis, there's like I think it's like a 3 sort of call rule when you can say, I want to have that looked at. You know, that's fine. Why we don't have it in football, I have no idea. Especially in that situation, because the thing is that despite, you know, I think the arguments are simply that they don't want the referees to sort of be backwards, if you know what I mean. They want the referees to be the most important person on that pitch. And having video technology take a bit of power away from them. But what they don't understand is that now Lee Mason looks like a fucking moron. He looks like a stupid twat because he missed that and he should have seen it. But you know what? If they went to video line technology and went to, oh no, it is a freak, it is a penalty, and we'll give the penalty, he wouldn't look like an idiot. He'd look actually quite reasonable. He'd look a little more intelligent because he sort of thought to himself, now I didn't get that right, but now I'm going to get it right. But no, instead he looks like a fucking idiot, and everyone just dislikes referees and thinks they're morons even more because they keep making stupid decisions that they're not allowed to correct. But game goes on. Obviously, this game's spoiled because it 1-1. Moussa Sissoko might not have gotten the red card. There'd have been less frustration and he might not have gotten it. Come out second half. As I say, until the 70th minute we looked on top because we came out again and we kept getting chances. None of them came off. That's something we've had a bit of problem with. The cutting edge in particular. Even though we looked so much better, there was still a bit of cutting edge missing. You know, certain players tried it. Adam Armstrong should have come on for me about then. He did end up coming on. So did Gutierrez, who got clapped. And I'd like to thank Liverpool fans for doing that. You know, obviously Gutierrez comes on. Majority of teams across the Premier League would, well, they wouldn't boo him because they'd have no reason to. But, you know, they showed him respect and they showed why it's just a game. In that off the pitch, you know, he's a man who survived cancer. And there aren't a huge amount of people that can say they survived cancer. It's just a fact. It's about 50-50 now. So, anyways, game goes on. 73rd minute. Now, corner comes in. This is when I suppose Liverpool were looking a little better. We sort of slowed down a bit. Puts in a corner, goes back out, goes back in, then goes across, hits Williamson on the chest. Williamson tries to swing to get rid of it. Joe Allen beats him to it, takes a shot, it goes in. Now, the only reason I sound like I have a problem with that is because I thought 2-0 would have been a bit of an exaggeration. I thought 1-0 to Liverpool was fair because I thought they were the better team, certainly the better quality, but I don't think they didn't dominate the game as much as 2-0 might make it sound. Obviously, goal went in. Shame. Now, Moussa Sissoko then got sent off for 2 yellow cards. And I'll run by. The first yellow card, I didn't think was the yellow card. See, what happened was the ball went out. Glenn Johnson thought it was his, so he grabbed it. Moussa Sissoko ran over, obviously in a hurry, because he wants to at least draw the game. He wants to get something out of it. Tries to grab the ball off him. Glenn Johnson sort of doing with the ball, keeping it away from him, and then he actually does grab him, but not horribly. It's just that Glenn Johnson got a yellow card. Fine, he probably deserved it. For me, I don't think Moussa Sissoko deserved a yellow card. He wasn't the instigator. I think it's a little unfair to give him it, but kind of the problem is that if Lee Mason doesn't give him a yellow card, then there will be complaints. But there are already complaints. He's not given a penalty when it was a penalty. So the second yellow card was a yellow card. He didn't stamp. He missed the ball and trod on Lucas's leg. Now, the commentators were saying it could have been a straight red. I disagree. I think the only time there should be a straight red is when there's intention. And there wasn't intention. As soon as he did it, you saw him. You could see that he really did not mean to do that. Because what happened is he went for the ball, but Lucas got there first and hit the ball away from him. If Lucas hadn't got there first, he wouldn't have missed the ball and therefore hit Lucas's leg. So I think it was mistimed. But second yellow, got sent off. Unfortunate, really unfortunate. It spoils the game a little bit, but yeah. Obviously Liverpool looked on top for the last 20 minutes, but you know, they were 2-0 up. I've very rarely seen a team not on top at 2-0 up. So, anyways, does this change boycott Spurs? I don't think so. I think people will still want to boycott Spurs, even after a relatively decent performance. So, if you're boycotting Spurs, good on you. I'm not going to the match, but I think I'm also at work at match time, so I wouldn't be going anyways, unfortunately. It's been the GeordieJedi. Leave a like if you can, it really helps. Subscribe for more videos. May the force be with you.